All right. Well, you know what I'll do? I'll do what everybody else does. I'll go get a car wash for whatever reason. Does this thing really need a car wash? I don't know if it does or doesn't. The good old Gypsy girl, she is wound up back there. She is the barking dog, as you can tell. And wow. Hey, getting some decent comments there. Bob in Melbourne from the Morning Conversation, the mob. Bob, Melbourne is asking, how do they evaluate your sales tax, your personal property tax on your vehicles? They take the retail value. They take market value, which means if you buy a Corvette for 70 grand and it's now resellable for about 50, then you're going to be paying 50 grand tax on that. It's per $1,000 a value per thousand. I don't know exactly what it is, but but in Virginia, what they do give you, if it's personally in your own name, then they give you a 50% tax reduction. If it's a business registered vehicle, then it's 100%. So like a $50,000 car is going to basically be about a $5,000 a year personal property tax bill. But if it's impersonal, it's going to be about 25. It's going to be about half. Yeah, I know some people are like, no way. Oh yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, yeah, this personal property tax, it's brutal. It's brutal. So, and then good old Brett's on the page that it's all my fault for everything that I've done to myself. But I've said a gazillion times on my channel, yeah, I know that. I'm not the person here skating the responsibility of my mistakes. But at the same time, it's definitely an eye-opener to think about the auto industry and how they can do what they do and get away with it. And so to take the position, like Brett, there's certain people on my YouTube channel that are continuing to take the side to the car industry that they're not the problem, which is, you're totally wrong. You're totally wrong. It's like saying an alcoholic that the alcohol industry isn't part of the problem of an alcoholic, or the drug industry isn't part of the problem because the drug addicts or the sex addicts, the pornography, the sex industry isn't part of the problem. It's just a person. No, it's a group. It just cracks me up on how some people think. So no, you're totally wrong on the way you're processing, the way you're looking at things. The auto industry has no financial recourse on bad loans if they're the car dealership. The banks do have to suffer the consequences because they've lent the money, then they go fight to try to get the differences of money. But the car dealerships, why would they ever hesitate not to have responsibility to help people buy cars that they know probably won't be a problem down the road? Because they don't have any obligation. Just like a bar. If you and I own a bar, if we knew we could serve an alcoholic as much as we ever wanted to give that alcoholic, with us not having to take consequences, I mean, do you understand that if you and I own a bar and we know that a person's literally drank themselves to oblivion, that we may be part of the problem? So it's interesting that, if you're a doctor and you operate on somebody and you do something wrong, you may be part of the problem. I mean, so it's kind of interesting to take the view that some take that the auto industry is not the problem. Yes, it is the problem, because it's shoving deals down the customers' throats and the bank's throats, and the dealerships don't have to take or suffer the consequences. So I don't understand how you can think the way you think. You're totally wrong. And that's the whole point, is if you and I own a car dealership, we don't give a rat's ass if that guy can't afford that car payment. If he buys a car today and the bank gives us the money to get the car and make our profit, we don't care. We don't care if that car goes to repossession. It's not our problem. And that's what I'm trying to explain. And so I just don't get it. I don't understand how your brain operates, man. I really don't. For a lot of people, it's just incredible. That's the thing. You get so exposed in this public forum where you're interacting with people with their comments, and the comments are all over the place. Like, oh my God. Get my phone to reverse. Nope. Yep. Gypsy and I'll take a ride. She's my new little truck riding baby. How about that, huh? Well, I'm making use of my time because I got errands to run. I kind of forgot about in all reality. It's like, oh, that's right. I got to do this and do that. So it's actually kind of working out to my advantage. And that's what I'm doing with the little Gypsy baby. She is barky, though, isn't she? She's a barker. As we get up the road here, I mean, everywhere you go, look, auto sales. You know, as well as I do, used car guy would be like, I mean, in some ways, there are dealerships that do put their name on the line for some deals. I do know that. I mean, there is some unique situations, I think, where the dealership can maybe be held liable. Maybe. I'm not real sure on all that, but anyways, here's the new Kia store for Dulles, Ram, Dodge. I mean, I would have to say the Subaru, Kia brand are what keep this dealership in business. That would be my guess. Wow, the car wash is actually very busy. Whoops, I think my phone's pointing the other way and it's not. So yeah, so here is Dulles Dodge. And like I say, that division there, that's the moneymaker. I would honestly say if they didn't have that side of the equation, I'm not so sure that dealership would make it. I don't think they'd be in business, personally. My own guesstimation. As we come up here, as the town of Leesburg is changing right in front of our eyes, where the big future Leesburg Town Center is coming your way. This massive, and the barbershop lady, she ain't leaving. They didn't offer enough money for her building, so she's not leaving. The Italiano, is it open? So that interesting. You would think they would show grand opening. So I have no idea if that place is open or not. You would think they'd have that, saying we are open. But to me, I don't think they are. It doesn't matter. I don't eat more than ever. I eat at home more than ever in my life because I'm not on the road like I used to be all the time, living behind the wheel of a car. Thank God. So, for the most part, I'm eating at home. Saves me a ton of money. It saves me eating all that crap. And I mean, it gets mundane to a degree, but at the same time, saves a lot of money. Big difference. That's the thing about me. And I've gotten rid of, I've shedded so much debt on monthly obligations. My daughter got married, and in so many ways, that's kind of shed some debt to a degree. Not 100%, because there's still other things kind of lurking with that. But like the groceries and this and that, so it's just kind of incredible how, even for me, I'm like, why don't I have huge wads of money from all the debt that I've taken away on a monthly basis from these vehicles? And even for me, I scratch my head. I was like, why don't I have an extra $10,000 or $20,000 a month? It doesn't make any sense, everybody. Even for me, I'm like, how the hell did I even pull off what I pulled off? I mean, how'd I even do it? Well, I do know how I did it, but it's called going broke. That's how I did it. It's called going broke. Yeah, still recovering from going broke, doing all that crap. Yeah, I would say it's definitely a 2-year what happens in life is when you get yourself into trouble, you don't get yourself out of trouble as fast as you got yourself into trouble. So I would have to say it's a good 2-3 years of just unraveling. Yeah, it's a good 2 years of unraveling the crap I got myself into. Maybe even 3. For settling all the debts and everything else. There's more to it than you understand, but I'm just not going to share with it. I'm not sharing every fine detail of my life. I know people want to hear it, but no, I get enough critiquing my life. I get enough of critiquing my life. You know, good old Albert, he said it best the other day, like yesterday. It's like, you just can't please everybody. And you know, that's the damn truth. There's just a select few people that start to just whine on the channel. That's what's just incredible. I've been doing it so long now. There's just a select few personalities that start whining. And it just gets so old. But then they claim I'm the person whining. So yeah, whatever. It's not your channel. Go get your own damn channel. Start your own YouTube channel. Yeah, then you can say whatever the hell you want. See how it goes. Yeah, just see how easy it is. Yeah, right. As I keep on doing my vlogging and keep running my mouth, so no carbs. I have to go by Costco to get my metformin. I am pre-diabetic. I've been on metformin now for probably 15 years. But they say that metformin actually has a lot of pluses over minuses. I've been on my statins now for close to 15 years. But I tell you, I've always have felt deep down the statins age you. Just when I take remember years ago I'd take statins and my bones and my body just they hurt. You know, I tell my wife, it's like, you know what? If I don't take the statins, I'll probably drop dead sooner than later. But if I take the statins, I'm going to feel like an old man when I'm in my 60s. Yeah. Yep. But, you know, all my numbers are good. I mean, that's the thing. My cholesterol, you know, all my numbers when I go get my blood work done, you know, everything's in good shape. Thank God. You know, as you get older, what's your main concern? I mean, you progress in life. What's your biggest concern? It's your health. It's your well-being. In fact, I was talking to somebody somewhere. It was one of my customers. He had a major stroke, major heart attack. He's borderline, like a brain aneurysm. He's borderline lucky to be alive. And I actually just saw him for the first time in quite a while, and it was like 2 years ago this all happened to him. So I did ask him. I said, how are you doing? He's like, here recently I've had like dizzy spells. I'm like, really? Yeah, he's my age. He's actually born within a few days of my birth date and same year, so we're the same age. So he's a Middle Eastern man, very nice man, and so he was just saying that, you know, here recently, which now kind of concerning him, is he's had some dizzy spells. And he's called his doctor, but it takes forever. He started talking about how, you know, getting to see a doctor, it may be 2 weeks or more before he even gets to see a doctor. And then he was talking about how expensive his insurance is and how he wants to get blood work done, on how expensive that is. So we started talking about that. But once again, I was like, wow. Yeah, so what's his focal point? His concern is that he just about died 2 years ago, and now something's going on again, and he doesn't know what it is. Yikes. Hearts and prayers for him, right? All right, Costco doesn't have diesel. I don't need diesel. My fuel is good. Let's see what the tire pressures are good. Oil life. Let's see. Oh, look at that front rear brake. That's pretty cool. Fuel filter life. Isn't that interesting? Engine hours. Transmission fluid. Diesel exhaust fluid. Let's see here. Speed. So let's go back. wonder where the fuel economy is. Where that went off to, because it's like 11, this truck, 11, 12 miles per gallon. Alright, I gotta go by Costco, and people are like, oh, you're gonna leave your dog in the car? Yeah, with the air conditioning on. Diesel engine, it runs forever. Not really. I mean, for me, you can get called out because it's 80 degrees out. So yeah, somebody could call the police on me. Go, hey, this guy left his dog in his car to go on Costco, and he's a mean person because he left his dog in the car with the truck running, and the truck could have turned off, and the dog could have suffocated. And yeah, he was in the Costco for hours and hours. Yeah, I sure was. I had Gypsy with me the other day, and I didn't bring it up because then it just turns into the critiquers on my channel. Oh, you can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do this. You can't do that. Okay. Well, yeah, I can do whatever the hell I want to do. It's my life. But whatever. All right, so park right here. And like I say, I'll leave the truck on. I'll tone down the AC a little bit right here. And she's going to be very comfortable. I'll just take her in the Costco with me. How will that all play out, right? You know how that'll play out. Get my ass chewed out. Because it has food. I can't bring an animal into the establishment with food unless it's a service dog. I have a fake service dog thing on her. It'd work. Right, little baby? All right. Now you know what happens when you go to Costco. You go here and you end up buying something you don't need. So I'm like coming here for my pills, but I already know that what goes on with that is I will maybe how many people don't know about the digital little air guns. Like there's a guy there with a Mercedes-Benz $50, $60 tool that you can put in your car. I mean, I only wish I invented that. I'd definitely be all over being the info commercial guy, pushing that technology where you can buy a little air gun and put air in your tires. I mean, it circumvents the industry I'm in, but at the same time, how many cars are out there? How many people are out there? So here's a nice Raptor, which I've had a ton of these. Beautiful truck. These really are nice. Beautiful. Very nice. Yeah, do I miss that? Sure. Of course I do. Well, I'm gonna go back to the drip dry or the drip roast coffee because the little Keurig thing is acting up, and with the wife out of town, I can use her coffee maker to make my coffee. How about that idea? We go through the collection of what do you buy and what do you don't, or everything's oversized and you're forced to eat too much. All right, making my progress. Got my meds. Here's your Advil, and actually, where does it say? Oh, you have to open up the back of it, where it says long-term use, you'll die. All right, can I escape with only buying 2 things? I can. How about that, huh? Need some furniture? I don't think you want that furniture if you have dogs, because it'll be trashed sooner, faster. That's when the cashier at the pharmacy, you hear all these funny noises at nighttime. You probably wake up and you're at work, and she's like, I actually do that. Yippee yahoo! I got out of Costco for $37. A whopping $37. As it comes to big heavy duty, why would you want to put bigger tires in this thing? I mean, this thing already looks really good, doesn't it? All right, I think I'm going to go around the other side, because the Gypsy girl, only concern about her is if she busts open my coffee grinds. Hopefully not. What's the little baby doing? What's my little baby doing? I think she's still probably in the back seat. little baby. Hi there. Stay there. It's like an ice box in here, isn't it, baby? Look at those claws. Oh, it's incredible how this interior is a perfect thing, because you can only imagine having a really nice leather interior. What the end result would be, it would be radical. I'm amazed. So I've had all these German Shepherd dogs in this truck. Remember, they rode home in this truck. You watch my channel, if I remember right, all 4 of the dogs rode back home in this truck with the trailer. Remember that, everybody? That was the first part of December of last year. It's hard to believe, isn't it? That's the last time I was down in Florida now. So now you're going down now close to 9 months from the last time I was in Florida. Wow. Usually I go to Florida about every 3 months or so. So, yikes. All right, let's get up here in the truck. And now it's good. We're kind of getting closer to the trying to climb, baby, to get the Gypsy girl looked at. But it's too cold in here for me, so I'm gonna tone it down. How about that? All right, you can see that these big diesel trucks, and they just sit and idle. They don't do very good in fuel economy. This really is about a 12 mile per gallon truck, believe it or not. It's kind of hard to believe even for me. I mean, the good old days, back in my Cummins motors, I mean, I was getting like 20 plus miles per gallon. But I'll have somebody out there make a comment that their Duramax truck is 20 miles per gallon. And I'll be like, well, you know, you probably do if you don't have the Bison HD setup, because you don't have as big a tire, as aggressive a tire. So yeah, it's possible. But the way this truck's set up, I can't see it. I mean, I can't remember if this maybe got 15, 16 miles per gallon. I just can't remember. Haven't had it out on the highways and big long trips since basically going to Florida. You know, it used to be I used to go to Tennessee every other month or so. You know, I mean, it's incredible how my whole traveling has gone kaput. I don't know what you're doing, dude, but if you don't take that, if you don't get aggressive, I'm going to take your spot. But yeah, it's incredible on how I used to really travel a lot. The good old days, you know, those days are now just gone. You know, the kids out, gone, and that, you know, her and I buddying up and doing the thing and going to Tennessee to ride motorcycles, those days, they're gone. They're over. Her and I buddying up, going to Florida and, you know, taking the motorcycles down and doing all that, that's all gone. I mean, it's all gone. It's incredible how quickly things can change. Just, yeah. So it's just me. It's just me, and there's plenty of other people out there. I mean, I do know. I have friends that, you know, are the empty nesters now. So I do know it's not. I mean, it's a common thing of parents and family that raise all their kids, and eventually they move on and move out. But then there's definitely the families that stay tight and stay together, and they stay as a group. I mean, that's a whole other variable that goes on, and which that gives the parents then the friendship of all their kids. I mean, that was one thing with my brother and my dad. You know, they've always been like friends. You know, my dad and brother have always had a relationship where they've done a lot of things together per se. And that was the same thing with Julie and I. We had a lot of time together of having fun and doing things that we both enjoyed doing. And now, you know, poof, that's gone. And those things that we enjoyed doing, that's the things my wife just doesn't really per se get into. But it wasn't like the difference on being married that we didn't make it work. But now that Julia's gone, it's more about now. But okay, now so what are the wife and I going to do? But I think too, I tell my wife all the time, but your mother is older in life, but she's still very capable of doing things. And I'm like, I don't know why you and your mother aren't traveling the world. I mean, if I could have done that with my father, with my mother being gone sooner than later, then yeah, I'm sure we would have even gone and done more things. So that's what I always say to my wife is you need to really take the time now to go places with your mother and travel. Yeah, it's not uncommon, it's not uncommon in couples where the wife goes somewhere, the husband goes somewhere else. I mean, some people are like, nah, are you kidding me? I mean, there's many relationships where the wife takes off with a group of friends and goes and does her own thing. The husband does the same thing. I mean, this stuff goes on all the time. I mean, it isn't anything new, but then yet there's just select couples that go and do everything together, which that's a unique relationship. And you have to wonder too is, did those couples have the children, and or did the couples that had, were they as connected with the children? Where the wife and husband worked, that you both worked so much, you never really had that connection with the kids because you just had too much to take care of, and the kids are all more about, they have their own thing going, and you and your wife always just kind of had your own thing going. So I bet you that's a unique thing about relationships and family, is that what I just talked about, is for the couple that was always career oriented and the kids in some ways were always secondary, did that couple have a stronger bond? Versus, like in my situation, you guys have seen only on my channel, my daughter and I, you never see my wife, so we had a very strong connection, but the wife and I never really had that fun time connection. So, interesting to say the least, as I kill some time here to go back to the vet. This is the third try now for Gypsy to get her updated on her shots. And that's the thing, if you have a dog, if you really want to take care of them, you're going to need to go and address the wellness of the dog by staying on top of all the things you should be doing to them to hopefully keep them be healthy, long-living animals. And there you are, and hard to believe it. I was so in the page of getting rid of Gypsy. First I was preaching that Gypsy should go back with Prince, and that didn't play out. I mean, it's incredible how I tried to get rid of Gypsy numerous times, but here now she really is one of my more favorite of the pack because she's just so nice. She's such a cute looking baby dog, the little girl, and I picked her out, so I did pick that dog out for me. But it is interesting how I tried to get rid of her, to have Julia take her back with Prince, and then I borderline was gonna give her away to one of Julia's friends, Kelly. I was literally just so frustrated that I was just gonna give her away, and she hesitated and paused on it, and her boyfriend, I think, resisted it, and at the end of the day, that was to my advantage. Okay, here I got a business call.